Hey there, my friend Perry Tinsley here, and I want to talk to you about something that people have mentioned to me particularly over the summer, but even more recently. And here's the deal. I've had people say, you know what, I'm getting started on my health and fitness, but I've got a thing coming up. I've got a vacation or I've got an event where, and literally I can hear them say, you know what, I'll get started, but I'll kind of get started a little cautiously because I may be going on vacation, as if vacation means I'm going to skip my workout. I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm not even going to think about that. And while that might be a thing that you would consider, and I don't know if any of this is sounding familiar to you, I've embraced, and I'll share some personal strategies that I've done, but I've embraced the mindset that whatever the circumstance coming up, that should not take me away from any of my goals. Okay. And I get it, vacations and things, it's to get a break from typical routine. Usually it's a break from work or to experience some amazing thing in life. But for me, when it comes to, health, fitness, wanting to be active so I can enjoy those things in life, I'm really not going to put things on hold. So let's talk about this taking a break idea, just on today's podcast. And before we get into all this great stuff, I do want to welcome you to another Power Blast podcast where we provide nourishment for the soul, allowing you to transform from the inside out, providing you rapid results in mindset and fitness. Okay, we're going to talk about that so that you can recharge that mental and physical battery of yours and reclaim your power. And before we dig deep into here, I just want to remind you, just for podcast viewers and listeners, I have opened up my calendar specifically for you. Talktoperry.com, because it's all about keeping your energy high. It's all about figuring out those little systems and strategies so that you keep the momentum going, you keep the energy high, you reclaim your power, and you go after your goals and dreams, whatever it is that you desire, no matter what. So we do that in 15 minutes. Wow, that's transformative in 15 minutes, right? Talktoperry.com is where you can find that. So imagine this. You're driving to some sort of special place, but every time, let's say you're driving across the country, and every time you're driving along and you see a rest stop, you decide to stop and take a break. I mean, for every one of those things. Can you imagine how long that's going to take you to get to your journey? Now, I'm thinking across, I'm doing an illustration here where, you know what, if you're constantly getting going, stopping, and I get it, you'll eventually get there with consistency. But why not take advantage of those moments as you go along? And I've been having some conversations recently where people are like, hey, I shouldn't get started yet because we're going to be going on a trip. And I'm like, why can't you be active on your trip? Why can't you blend that into your strategy? Why can't you figure out a way that continues the momentum going? You still enjoy your vacation. Why does it have to be this total breakaway from anything that you're wanting to go after? So I do remember this because I can relate. There were times when I just would I had to catch myself, and I don't know if this is for the people that I've been talking to. I haven't dug this deep into their story, but I was at a point where it was easy to get started and get going on my exercise stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get in shape to look good at the beach or to feel good on vacation or look good at a wedding or to feel good at a reunion. And so I'm kind of working on that momentum to get there. But once the event came, I let everything go. I'm like, I'm putting a pause on that. I'm enjoying the event. And then I would kind of give myself a little false promise that I'd get back to the routine, but I never did. And so then I'd go to the wayside as if I had never started before, or I'd never gotten started before. And so, um, and I found that there was this cycle of I would get going, and I nailed it down. I was looking for a way to get myself out of it. I'll work out up until this point, and then I can wish it away. I can, and it was a very subconscious thing. It wasn't like I intentionally said, once the wedding's happening or once the vacation's happening, I'm done with this. It wasn't that. It was just this little secret mindset self sort of thing, just saying, yeah, let's that this is good enough. This is good enough, right? Um, and I would say, it's just one weekend. It's just I deserve a break. But these breaks start adding up, and you start drifting further and further off course. And then when the next event comes up, and you're like, oh, I need to get in shape for that, it seems like you're having to get back to the shore. You've drifted so far off course that it's like, oh my gosh, this is taking a longer time. And it becomes a little bit more frustrating, a little bit of a downer. So, maybe this is a little tough love. I have no idea. And I get it. Everybody's story is a little bit different. But consider this: when your vacation's coming up or when the event's coming up, are you really telling yourself a story that you're just like, okay, I'll keep going until this happens, and then I'm going to back off and I really won't do it? Or have you maybe not had that story, but you recognize that that is the typical pattern that you've done? I think of the holidays, for instance. In the United States, Thanksgiving happens in November. I know in Canada it happens October. But as that time, it's a big streak of months and days, weeks, all bundled together there, where it's this holiday mindset of I'm going to do other things. And we convince ourselves that we're too busy or that we've got all these other things and there's no way we can take care of ourselves. And then we come out of this little holiday coma at the beginning of January, and they're like, well, I got to do something. And then we get started. Maybe it's up to that next event, and then we give ourselves a break. We find an escape hatch. I'm going to tell you what, when I embraced, hey, I'm gonna figure this out during the holidays, during if there's a moment where I went through a very dark period of my life where I had lost my wife, and it was a long time of grief. Vacations came up, weddings, events, all these things. I still figured out a way. How can most of the time can I choose some good, healthier options? Still enjoying the vacation or the event or whatever. I mean, if there's cake or drinks or whatever it is, I'm not dismissing that and saying, nope, I can only have water. I am not depriving myself. But I'm not giving up either with the goals and the dreams that I have. So my little strategy, if I'm going on vacation, I've strategized when's my workout time. So I make sure that I get up and I get my workout done. If we're going to do something early in the morning, I figure out, can I get in some more walking? Can I get in some extra water? Can I add in just some healthier options so that I still keep the momentum going during the vacation? I don't feel like I'm ruining my vacation by staying active. And I've done this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to, you know what? I'm not a big runner, but I'm going to do some running during this vacation, or I'm going to do some extra swimming, or I'm just going to sign up. A lot of times that you go on vacation, if you go to a resort, they'll have little extra exercise classes at the resort that you can sign up for, and I'll sign up for something new. Or the activities coordinator will have like these activities in the pool. You can do some exercise stuff. Anything like that I feel can make it fun, stay active, but to also keep myself in momentum. I find that so empowering to be able to do something like that. Now, I don't know what that is for you, but I do know, should you have that desire to, get in shape, lose the weight, whatever it is, and you really embrace that I am unmoved by circumstance, you will figure out a way, a strategy, a plan. So I know people would be like, well, I can't do any exercise stuff. I'll do it at, we're going to Disney. Well, Disney's a lot of walking. You can just make sure that you're pumping yourself with a lot of water in between all the treats and the festive stuff, and maybe do some power walking, maybe get in a little gym work either before or after. It doesn't have to detract from your experience. And I'm going to tell you what, those small daily choices, they lead us to our biggest victories, and they help you stay on track and really keep you on to that healthier, fitter you. And that's why I tell people, hop on a call with me. TalkToPerry.com, because so many of us, we bounce from thing to thing to thing all day long. We're like a 6-year-old smartphone, 2% battery life, no charger in sight. And we're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. I need a vacation from life, right? And I want to help you with that. I want to hear what you're struggling with, what things you're wanting to break through. And within 15 minutes, I will point you in the best direction where you're going to get the best results from, so that you can keep your mental and physical battery pumped and charged, so that you can reclaim your power. And heck, even if you walked away from that call, you're going to walk away with 3 empowering strategies that you can use right today to make the most of your time, make the most of, and really prioritize yourself and really boost your energy. I often ask, how would your life look different if your mental and physical battery is running at 100% every single day? That's at TalkToPerry.com. I mean, just know, you can choose to use your power and take control, or you can give it away. And that's what I found myself doing all the time, giving my power away. Oh, I'm too busy for this. Oh, I've got a vacation for this. Oh, I can't do it because of this. And I was just drifting further and further off course. We can use our power. We can take control. We can let the excuses and justifications and whatever else category you want to call it, we can let those drain our power and take control over us. It really boils down to deciding and committing to yourself and your goals, and choosing to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway from today. Drop those in the comments. I do respond to those. I do. I promise. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to TalkToPerry.com. That's TalkToPerry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power, so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community, because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to UpsideDownFit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.